Today I'm putting LEDs on my motorcycle, and here's what I'm using. I got shrink wrap, a switch from an old project, it's off of an old radio, some LED strips, my color is red, you can use your preferred color, soldering iron, wire, 26 gauge is what I'm using. You're gonna need solder, hot glue gun, hot glue sticks, some wire strippers, and some scissors, also a razor blade. I've already pre-cut my LED strips and my wire, twisted the wire together for a cleaner setup. This LED strip's gonna go at the end of this wire. The other end goes to this LED strip here. Then the other end of that same LED strip is gonna have two wires coming out of it, one for the battery, one for this other LED strip. You have to cut off the rubber coating that's on the end of the LED strip. You really just want to expose the two copper circles. You don't want to cut into your actual LED strip. You just want to expose those two copper circles because that's what you're going to solder your wire onto. I know it's hard to see. When I tilt it sideways, you can kind of see the coating off of the two copper circles. So here I've already done it to all of these. And now I'm going to solder the hardest part, which is the two wires going to the one LED. Or really four wires. So you're going to glue your LED down so that way it doesn't move when you're trying to solder. Kind of gives you an extra hand. Now you just want to cut your shrink wrap to size. You just want to cover up those two copper circles and a little bit of the wire. Take your solder, you just solder two dots onto the two dots. You don't want to use too much solder. A little bit of wire showing, then you're going to solder it down. You want to make it to where they're not touching. You want to space in between them, or you can short it. Then you're going to put your shrink wrap on and heat it up with a lighter. So here I've already done it to the whole setup. Here's the bike that I'm putting it on. This is my 2003 R6. I'm gonna be putting them here. I'm gonna be putting one back here and then another one on the other side, same area I just first showed you. Now I would do the underglows, but my exhaust is in the way and there's really nowhere to put it without making it too close to the exhaust, and I don't want them burning up and shorting stuff out. I don't actually show me gluing them down, but it's pretty simple. You just take the hot glue, run it all the way down the strip, then just quickly put it in place before the hot glue dries. You should wear gloves because the hot glue is pretty hot and you can burn yourself. And also, before you cut your wire, you want to pre-measure and add about 5 inches just for good measure, because you might end up having a different plan of attack when it comes to running the wire once you're actually running it. So here you can kind of see the red wire showing. You can't see it if you stand up next to the bike, but it was bothering me, so what I did was took a Sharpie and I colored it in. The wire to the left, that'll get covered up if I take that bolt out and just put it behind the fairing. But right here, there's no getting rid of that without covering it up. So I suggest a black Sharpie or black nail polish. Same here. I'm gonna end up coloring this one in. You're not gonna see it, but it bothers me. So the wires ran through this hole that's already on the bike, and it goes up into the battery tray, and then it goes around the other side to the where the other light will be, and out here, which will go to the battery. But first I have to install the switch. So here I'm installing the switch. This is the connector you want to use to connect it to your battery. I don't have any extra ones of those now. So all I did was just stripped it to where a lot of the copper is showing. And I'm just going to wrap that around the terminal for now until I can get those clips. So here I'm soldering the switch in. You don't have to, if my switch has wires hanging out of it, so I'm soldering wire to wire. But you can also solder your wires straight to your switch. But first I suggest testing the switch to make sure it works. And also making sure that the lights work. And also making sure you're okay with your switch position. What way it'll turn it on, what way it'll turn it off. Mine's an in and out switch, so some people might want to push it in to turn it on. Some people might want it out to turn it on, you know. Some people might have a toggle switch, so they want it a certain way. So before you solder, just be sure that you have it the way you want. So I have a smaller shrink wrap tubing that I'm going to be using here. Electrical tape also would work, or some, they call them butt connectors, would also work here. And if you don't have solder, you can also buy the quick connects for the LED strips. Here I'm just gluing down the switch to where I've chosen. So here's the final result. This is the daytime view. Obviously you can't see it that well, but here I'm gonna show the nighttime view. As you can see, it came out pretty good. Kinda wish I had the underglow effect, but kinda get what you get here. But I like it for what it is. Thanks for watching.